Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you, and thank you for joining our afternoon session as we explore this wonderful new benefit that Sanlam is offering to all employees. My name is Val Leeming and I'm from the Interface team, and Interface is an independent company who are very proud to have been selected as a partner to Sanlam when it comes to the financial well-being program. So on behalf of your group HR, I just want to really welcome you to this afternoon session and really say that we're hoping that the session is as interactive as possible. In terms of interaction on a Teams live event, that can be rather challenging because we can't see your face, and the only way we can engage is either by you sending questions to the Q&A. So please, if you have any questions, please do that. My colleague Maria will be monitoring that. And then secondly, we will also be asking for your engagement on Menti. If you've never used Menti before, it is very super simple and easy to use. My colleague has published the link. You can either just click on that link and your browser will open, and we're asking you a very simple question. How are you feeling today? We're using the A's. Are you feeling awesome, average, or awful? It's a great way just to interact. It is completely, once again, anonymous, so don't feel like we will know what you say. And throughout today's session, we'll be asking you various questions around the subject of improving your financial life. So either go to menti.com and to that link that Maria has posted, or alternatively on your cell phone, go to www.menti.com, and the code for this afternoon session is 5989209, and I'm going to ask Maria just to post that code if you want to use another device in order to access the Menti polling. So at the moment, those of you who are voting are saying you're awesome, and that is great. Nobody feeling too awful, which is really, really positive. So in terms of this afternoon session, what we're really going to talk about is this new benefit and hopefully the goal of improving your finances and therefore improving your life. And so we're going to start with the three most important things that you need to remember about the program. And these are three simple words. The program is free, confidential, and accessible. So it's run by Interface, therefore it's completely confidential. No feedback is given to your HR team about you and where you're at in your financial life. It's accessible. We either use Teams as a coaching platform or WhatsApp, Google Meet, Zoom. We're able to assist you telephonically and electronically, and hopefully when we get to level 1 face-to-face. And then secondly, it is free for both yourselves to use and your direct family members. So very often, you know, it is family that have an impact on our financial lives. So you might be feeling financially okay, but your husband might have just lost his job, or perhaps your wife. You have your mom-in-law staying with you because she's lost her job, or literally, you know, their spending habits have an impact on you. So direct family members can use the program. So those three things, very important to use. And today, hopefully, we're really going to be exploring how financial coaching can help you be the best you possibly are going to be. But let's start with something we all have in common. Why do we work? And one of the main reasons that we work is to earn a living. And we spend a lot of time in our lives working in order to earn that living. In fact, if you think about it, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, it's 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, if not more, 160 hours a month. But in the course of our lifetime, it becomes like 12 full years, or 4,440 days, a whopping 106,000 hours. And the big question we need to ask ourselves is our money working as hard for us as we are working in order to make it? And how much time do you spend actively managing your money? Now, I've been in the field of financial wellness for 17 years. I'm one of the founding members of Interface, and I'm passionate about the subject of financial wellness because I get working hard. And it really breaks my heart to see so many people working hard and their money is not working for them. On average, we ask people, how much time do you spend managing your money? And most probably we've assessed about 15,000 South Africans, and on average they say the answer is less than 1 hour a month. So really, I encourage you, if your money is not working for you, or if you want to improve your financial life, engage with us in terms of this program. It is free and available for you to use. It's paid for by Sanlam, so it's a great benefit to you. In terms of today, we're going to unpack some of the key questions on financial wellness. And I don't know whether you've ever seen that sort of image of the circles, and actually it's called the golden circle. And it's a concept developed by a guy called Simon Sinek, who explored why is it that some people are more successful than others. And so he spent years looking at this question, and he says that he decodes the reason why. And he says that it's all about the way in which we think. Many of us spend our time thinking outside in. So what do I need to do today? How am I going to get it done? But we never get to why is this important? Or in terms of our personal finances, what do I need to do? Spend less than I earn. How do I do that? I need a budget. But 75% of people don't spend time actively sticking to their budget, so their budgets fail. So today we're going to explore why financial wellness is so very important. And the first reason why is that sadly financial literacy both in South Africa and around the world is relatively low. And people don't talk about personal finance. It's like a taboo topic. Many people say that they feel anxious and scared when they're about to have a money conversation, and they avoid money conversations. Yet it's the reason why we work. And in the past, the biggest causes of stress would have been things like death of a loved one, divorce, moving, or change. And nowadays, financial issues, financial stress is one of the top causes of stress in our lives. When a person is feeling financial stress, I call it the shadow syndrome. That shadow follows them. It impacts their work. It impacts their relationships at home. It impacts their health. It impacts their happiness level. So at the end of the day, if you want to be able to thrive and not just survive month on month, financial wellness is important. The next key question is the what question. And instead of thinking about what's for dinner, I really want you to think about what do you really want? And so this question is also called the every person test, because it doesn't matter whether we ask men or women, South Africans or Australians the question, we all want the same things. And the three most common answers to this question are people want to be happy, healthy, and secure. Happy, healthy, and secure. And just think about how potentially our happiness level and our health is affected when we're not financially secure. So financial security means different things to different people, but really the basics in terms of financial security is that ability to manage our budgets, manage debt, save for in the event of an emergency, protect ourselves from identity theft. Sadly, South Africa is the second fastest growing country in the world when it comes to cybercrime. So that is definitely something we need to be secure on. And lastly, your physical protection, your personal protection. And last but not least, job security, something we can't always protect against. So how financially healthy do you think South Africans are? If you've just joined us, I would love to hear from you. And in order to engage in our surveys, I really encourage you to once again go to menti.com and answer the question, how financially healthy are we as a nation? Would you say that we are very healthy, average financial health, or poor? So in order to engage, my colleague Maria has posted the link in the Q&A, and all you need to do is just click on that link and tell us your thoughts. Do you think we're very financially healthy, or do you think we have poor financial health? If you voted poor, I would definitely tend to agree with you. And sadly, we're not healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I don't want to spend too much on stats and facts. It's a short 30-minute session. But really, the reality is that for every 100 Rand you and I earn, around 73 Rand is spent on debt. So how can we get to wealth point when we're being dragged down by debt? And secondly, even though interest rates are low, at the moment, the lowest than they've been in 40 years, it should mean our income to debt ratios have reduced, but they haven't. Thankfully, our bond repayments and our car repayments have reduced, so we've got a bit of cash flow. But because of the high unemployment rate, that's jumped to 30% and it's expected to rise even further. COVID has had an impact on us, not just from a health perspective, but from a financial perspective. And out of 100 people reaching retirement every single day, 95% of people are unable to retire comfortably. So what happens to them? Well, the majority, 47% of people, become dependent on family members. So we're stuck in this, what we call sandwich generation, where we're looking after our own families as well as elderly parents and extended families. So it's not necessarily a great scenario, but that's the reason why it's so important that Sanlam has brought to you this new program. So what are the top reasons for financial stress? Well, I'm sure you've guessed the first one, too much debt. And if you did, you are 100% right. But out of this list of 7 top reasons for financial stress, what I think is really reassuring is that only 2 are outside of our control, and that would be job loss and unemployment. All the other reasons are within our control, and your financial coach is really going to be able to help you change your habits, change your behaviors so that you can address these top reasons. So if it is too much debt or bad financial habits, spending more than we earn, we really are able to address that through the coaching program. So the opposite of financial stress is financial health, which is really the ability to make informed decisions about our finances and the ability to feel financially confident about our financial futures. And we'll most probably live a long and healthy life. Medical science tells us that, and our mortality table shows us that if you get to age 65, you've got a 50% chance to live until you're 80. But will your finances be able to support you on the journey? What will run out first, your health or your wealth? And that's really what the financial coaching program can assist you with. So it's important to ask yourself that question of, on a personal level, sort of how financially healthy am I? So instead of looking at nationally, as a person, how financially healthy are you? And these 4 questions we've asked of many people. The first is, if for some reason you didn't get paid at the end of the month, would you still be able to pay the bills on time? And 70% of people say no. Or do you have more or less debt than you had this time last year? What about your saving habits? Besides saving through your company provident fund, do you also have your own in case of emergency fund? And last but not least, do you have a will? Are your beneficiary nomination forms up to date? So if you answered yes to all of those questions, that is awesome. But if you answered no or you're not sure, that's one of the areas in which we can definitely help you. Finally, the question of why now? And honestly, this program has been long in the making, and your HR team and ourselves have been planning this for many months. And I think it's brilliant timing, because not only are we headed for the festive season, but what a year 2020 has been. It's been full of highs and lows, and that is life. And so I'd love for you to watch this video, which I think will really encapsulate the why now, the highs and lows that we all experience, and really hopefully just remind us of what we need to be grateful. So let's take a listen.
Marcus Aurelius once said, "It's not death that we should fear never beginning to live." When we die, our lifeline does this. When we're alive, our lifeline does this. Notice how that connects with our real experience of life. Life is full of ups and downs. It means you're alive. Twists and turns, love and loss, happiness and sadness, success and failure. We experience extreme highs, peaks, and summits, and at the same time experience the troughs, the lows, and submit. Life is kind of like one big crazy roller coaster. It starts slowly, fills you with anticipation and curiosity, takes you up, and then sends you flying down, only to rise up quickly again. We laugh until it hurts. We cry inside a little, experience a few moments where we wanted to stop and hope it's all over, but it just keeps going. We somehow think that success is linear, an upward line. There is literally no case study for that. Everyone we admire has ups and downs. Your body mostly replaces itself every 7 to 15 years. The organs that work the hardest have the fastest changeover. You get a whole new skin every 2 to 4 weeks. Your red blood cells last less than half a year. And your liver renews itself at least once every couple of years. The universe is always changing. We are always changing, but we want to remain the same. We settle for security, not recognizing that a flat lifeline means we're dead. Real life is ups and downs. Death looks like this. Every time I see that, I remind myself, this is living, this isn't. In the journey of life, we pass pleasure and pain. There will be sunshine and rain. There will be loss and gain, but we must learn to move forward again and again. Don't judge the moment. Don't try to hang on because it will keep pushing you forward. And remember, this morning, if you're healthy, you're happier than the 1 million people that will not survive this week. If there's food in your fridge, shoes on your feet, clothes on your body, a bed to sleep on, and a roof over your head, you're richer than 75% of people in the world. And if you have a bank account, money in your wallet or a purse, or coins in a jar, you're in the top 8% of the world's wealthiest. We cannot avoid the ups and downs, but we can change the way we see them. Because as Wayne Dyer said, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change.
I just love that video, and I don't know whether you enjoyed it too, but it really points to this concept of resilience. You know, if we even think about this year, we get that feeling of highs and lows, the tough times, but think about how much you've learned, how we've survived, the lessons that we've learned, how we've adapted, how we've moved into a virtual world. And so really, when it comes to financial wellness, it's important to look at building financial resilience. And a great example of financial resilience is this blonde lady on your screen. Now, if you recognize her, I'd love for you to chat, just in the chat group, just put down the name and let's see whether anybody recognizes her. But the story goes that she was single, she was destitute, out of work, a single mom, and she wrote a book about a little wizard boy called Harry. She took this book to a publisher and she was rejected, not once, not twice, but 12 times. Now, I don't know about you, but after the first 1 or 2 rejections, I would be feeling I need another career, but not her. It's none other than J.K. Rowling, who was the author of the Harry Potter series. And you know what? The rest, they say, is history. She's a multi-million-dollar success. So it's that concept of resilience that we're trying to build through the financial wellness program, because life happens. People lose jobs. People don't get the bonus that they were hoping for. The geyser bursts, the car breaks down, loved ones pass away, critical illness happens. And so we want to be able to support you. Sanlam wants to be able to support you through those tough times and enable you to be proactive in building resilience so that you can bounce back and cope. So how has 2020 affected you financially? How has COVID affected you? Once again, I'd love to ask you to please go to the Q&A, engage with us on that Mentee link, and simply click on the link and tell us, or if you've done it already, just give us your feelings in terms of, has it been positive in that you've spent less? Is it negative? Have you spent more, or has there been no change with regards to your personal finances? On a personal note, I can say that it's been positive. I spent less. Non-essential items during lockdown level 5 made me aware of just how much I was spending. So it's important to take a look at those habits and to take a look at whether it's been a positive or a negative experience. If it's negative, ask yourself why. Why are you spending more and on what? If there's no change, then that's awesome. It shows you that you were budgeting quite tightly to begin with. So whether you're financially fit and healthy and you just need a little bit of tweaks here and there, or whether you need help, really I'd like to emphasize what's in it for you with him and really point out the benefits. So I'd like to firstly state that a financial coach is not a broker. We are not phase accredited to sell any products whatsoever. We are, however, all of our team have 5 to 8 years experience in coaching. They're all debt specialists and have qualified as debt counselors. And we really take you through the process, and it is a process. We're not like J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, we can't wave a wand. It's a process of looking at what is your financial now and what is the goal. And we're able to together work towards those goals. It's like Weight Watchers for personal finance, with regular check-ins and weigh-ins in terms of where are you at financially. So it's a very different role to your role or the relationship that you may have with a Sanlam accredited financial advisor. So we start with where are you now? We look at your readiness to change. We look at why are you experiencing what you're experiencing, because that's important. If you've just gone through a divorce, that's the reason why you're struggling, perhaps. Or maybe you've won the lottery, and that's the reason why you're contacting the program to look at what can you do with this financial windfall. And then we take a look at what is your hotspot, what is your most pressing need or concern, linking that to your goal, and then supporting you every step of the way. So whether you're single and starting out and needing a bit of direction, help budgeting, building your budget, or streamlining your budget, whether you're in that glorious stage of rings and romance and considering commitment, if you're building your family and growing your family and that has an impact on your finances, or if you're supporting multiple generations, or even if you're close to retirement, we can help you no matter where you're at on your financial journey. Those 3 key words: free, confidential, and accessible, very important. Now, there are 4 key pillars to financial health. And the first pillar is that of really making your finances work for you. That's the foundation. And I would say about 70% of our time is very often spent on that pillar. The second pillar is setting financial goals, helping you buy your first home or car, or even invest in property or second or third property. And then protecting those assets, vitally important. Death and taxes, we cannot sort of avoid that. So making sure that your protection elements are in place. And then finally, saving today to secure tomorrow, prosperity. And so really, if we take a look at this, let's now just take a little deep dive into each of those segments. So very often we start out in segment 1, planning and payments, making your money work for you. And in this, we help you build your budget. We help you to streamline that budget if your budget's already been built, understanding your pay slip. We take a look at your credit report, which is like the heartbeat of your financial health. We take a look at whether you've got too much debt, what debt solutions are available, and there's choice here. We offer you 5 different debt solutions. Maybe you're a victim of reckless lending. We're able to assist in terms of that. The next stage is really just to give you some tips on how to budget better during a crisis. And in terms of that, I would say the one word that you need to remember at this time is uncertainty. We don't know when the second wave will hit us. We don't know when the economic climate will improve. So we don't know whether we're going to get a bonus. We don't know when we're going to get an increase. So really, we want you to budget carefully. And one way in which you can do that is to remind yourself that every line item on every budget is a choice. On the subject of choice, let's talk about how you feel about your debt profile. Do you feel like you have too much debt? Once again, if you've just joined us, please feel free to vote and to engage with us on Menti. In order to do that, just take a look on the live Q&A. Maria has sent through the Menti link, and ask yourself, do you feel like you have too much debt? Yes, no, or are you unsure? If you're saying yes, I encourage you to reach out to the program. We can definitely assist you. Then on the next pillar, provide for life, we're able to handhold you when you're making those big decisions like buying a home or a car. Sadly, in South Africa, round about 2,000 homes, 7,000 cars are repossessed every month because people haven't understood what they've bought. And those two repayments work out to about 50% of your income. So we don't buy a house every day. It's a complex process, and it can take months to make that home, once you sign that off to purchase, yours alone. So we're able to guide you through the program, and there's great benefits like saving you 50% on your bond registration costs. When it comes to protecting those you love, wills, we do a lot of guidance around the importance of a will and things to consider when drafting your will. And then we're able to cross-refer you to the Sanlam Wills drafting team, who are able to draft your will at no cost and even give you a 50% discount on executive fees. But we can explain to you exactly how that works. Taxes, it is tax season. So if you have any tax questions, you can ask your coach. And if you need help doing your tax returns, we are able to do that on a pay-as-you-go basis at a 20% discount. And last but not least, making room in your budget for saving is so important. But when it comes to advice giving, we once again refer you to a Sanlam financial advisor who can really look at your risk profile, your saving goal, and find the right vehicle that will help you achieve your goals. So the program is free for you to use. There are real benefits for real people, and it's really about independent advice and guidance and education, coaching and mentorship for both yourselves and your family members. So we're starting the program with these info share sessions. We encourage you to assess yourself financially, answer some questions, get involved in the financial health quiz. We've already had over 100 people engage in Sanlam. If you haven't signed up as yet, we encourage you to do so. You can go on our 12-week digital journey. For the next 12 weeks, we're going to be partnering with you. Yes, we will have a break over the holiday season and then restart in January, but it's a great 12-week program digitally to help you transform your financial life. And when you assess yourself, you can then book an appointment with your financial coach, who is going to be able to schedule a 30-minute session with you and to really review where you're at on your financial journey. So I hope you found today's session valuable. And my question to you is, as a final question, would you want to engage with this free and confidential program? Simply answer on that Menti polling, yes, no, or are you unsure? If you're unsure, I still encourage you to contact the program and get any of your questions answered. And I know we're running out of time, so just with 2 minutes left, I would love to see whether there are any questions so that we can engage with you. And I see already that we have our very first question. How do I sign up? That's a great question. So if you take a look, your HR team have sent out a number of communications to you with a link where you can assess yourself. Alternatively, you can call us or you can WhatsApp us, email coach@interfaceinc.co.za, Or alternatively, I encourage you to visit our website and to fill out a contact me form, and we'll be able to contact you from there. So that's a great question. Alternatively, once again, take a look at your HR team. They are sending out communications. I think one went out yesterday, and within an hour, we literally had 100 sign-ups. So I encourage you to sign up for the program, either by contacting us, visiting our website, or sending us a WhatsApp. Are there any other questions? And I hope that I answered that question on signing up adequately. Any other questions?
Thank you so much, Val. There's no questions that I can see, but like you said, you guys are welcome to please write the questions to us directly, or you can publish them in the Q&A section.
Absolutely, more than happy to answer any questions. And then Maria, if you wouldn't mind just replying to that one question with our contact number and with that email address, so the gentleman does have it. So I really encourage you to connect with us, and I hope that you take advantage of this wonderful program. Remember, it's free, confidential, and accessible for you and your family members to use. Understanding your financial now is the first step to financial freedom. Hope you have a terrific Thursday. I hope the weekend comes quickly, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for your time.